vertical like this, isn't it? Or something like this. Look at that. Here we are. Let's go. So, wait. Okay. So here we are. This is gonna be rehearsing for day. Oh, so it should be a vertical live stream, but you know what? I'm just gonna make this a horizontal live stream. Hey, hi, I'm Laksana, just an average person trying to be consistent. I got some morning nose itch, got some allergy, but hey, I want to be the best at helping people build consistency. That's why I need to rehearse every single day, and this is going to be day 313. This is going to be rehearsing for day 313 of consistently. Sorry, my itchy nose is just, it's just, every morning I kind of have this itchy nose. Nose got really itchy, and yeah, that's one problem. I need to fix it. Maybe I need to really consult to the doctor. And hey, I want to be the best at helping people build consistency. That's why I need to rehearse every single day. Yeah, improve my English and rehearse my script. What am I going to be talking about today? So today I'm going to be talking about this one method that I found really helpful in order to help us stay consistent at doing stuff like exercising, studying. We can actually also implement it to things like drinking a glass of water every single day when we just modify it a bit. But the principle, we can actually still use the principle on the bigger picture. So the thing that we are going to be doing here is that, for example, I'm going to be searching for one of my childhood picture. Okay, one of my childhood picture, maybe the picture when I was still 7 years old, 8 years old. And then the thing that I wanted to be doing here is that I'm going to be looking at that picture. I'm going to be watching that picture every single time I wanted to be doing something that I wanted to be consistent at. Okay, so for example, I want to be consistent at exercising. The thing that I'm going to be doing here is that before I do my exercise every single day, I'm going to be looking at my childhood picture first. And then I'm going to be asking questions to myself. So for example, hey, you know what? If you can go back to your past and just have a 15 minutes conversation with your childhood self, with your 7 years old self, what are you going to say to him? Okay, what are you going to say to him? So basically, why this method is really effective. Here's the thing. When we are talking about our childhood self, he or she got really some high dream, okay? Some high dream of becoming this, of becoming that. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be this. I want to be that, okay? Our childhood version of ourselves got so much dream, right? And here's the thing. What if we can just go back to the past and have a conversation? What will the childhood version of ourselves ask to ourselves? Okay, he or she probably going to be asking things like, you know what? Do we actually manage to fulfill our dreams? Do we actually succeed to fulfill our dreams? Okay, and do we really want to answer to them that, hey, you know what? No, we are not, well, one, we do not achieve. We haven't achieved yet our dream. We haven't achieved our dream yet. But not only that we haven't achieved our dream yet, we also are not working towards that dream. Okay? So for example, your childhood version of yourself really wanted to be an athlete, right? But then the adult version of you, the current version of you, wanted to be consistent at exercising but always failed. Even on doing, this, I don't know, maybe like some 5 minutes simple workout, he always failed to do it because not because of something, but simply just because that he is lazy and he is really distracted to do 5 minutes of exercise. So imagine if the current version of me, okay, the current version of me, this lazy current version of me, cannot even do 5 minutes of exercising, go back to the past and just tell my childhood version of me, of myself, that had so much dreams about, hey, you know what? My childhood version of myself, I failed. Okay, I failed. We didn't even become some really good athlete. No, we cannot even afford to be consistent at doing something so simple like 5 minutes of exercising. Not because of anything, not because of any serious reasons, but basically just because I'm lazy and way too distracted. Oh, hello, lucky Adaf. Hi, I really want to say thank you for every one of you who have, who've watched this live stream. Really do appreciate that. If you have any questions or advices regarding consistency, you can just type it down on the live chat. And this is going to be rehearsing for day 313 of consistently helping people build consistency. Are you happy right now? Actually, happy. Happy in a relative sense. Wow. If you are generally talking about my life in general, I would say, yeah, I'm pretty much happy. But if you are talking about the current version of me right here, right now, pretty much happy too, because yeah, I managed to show up to do my daily live stream at my specific schedule. I've done some morning exercise, and basically this is a Saturday, so I don't really have to do anything. I mean, like, in a sense, you know, I can just relax a bit. But hey, I'm not just gonna be lazy all day and not do anything. I'm still going to be doing stuff, but it's more like the type of stuff that doesn't necessarily require us that much energy, and more like relaxing stuff, like, I don't know, exercising. I think like exercising is considered to be doing anything though. Say hi. Yeah, so today I'm not going to be doing anything, in the sense that I'm not going to work on something, but it's more like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing something more like exercising, because it's, things to keep my mind healthy and physically healthy. Hello, awesome squad. Hi, say hi. Okay, so let's continue to my script. So here's the thing: when we just remind ourselves of our childhood self, on a day-to-day basis, and we imagine this scenario where we just need to go back to the past and tell our childhood version of ourselves about the current achievement that we got, the current struggle that we have. Do we actually really want to just say to him or her that, hey, you know what? No, forget about your dream about becoming an astronaut, just forget about your dream about becoming a firefighter. Your adult version of yourself cannot even stay consistent at exercising for 5 minutes every single day. Not because of any serious reasons or anything, but simply because he is lazy. Okay? Do we actually want to give our childhood version of ourselves an answer like that? Okay? So basically, I'm not just gonna be giving you guys some kind of like this conceptual strategy, because hey, if you actually just think like this, well, yes, it can be good. But if you really want to apply this principle, apply this mindset, you need to create a strategy. Okay, you cannot just watch some videos about some people talking about mindset and then just expect that mindset will instantly, instantly be your default mode every single time. No. So the thing that I'm doing here is that I'm giving you guys a new mindset, but I'm not just going to be stopping right there, because in order to implement this new mindset, we need to be able to create a strategy, a system to actually create this mindset. Okay, to actually still be able to stick to this mindset on the long run. Okay, so the thing that we are going to be doing is that every single time we want to exercise, we are going to be looking at the picture of our childhood version of ourselves first, and then we are going to be asking questions. Okay, do it every single time you want to exercise, do it every single time you want to study, do it every single time you want to do something that you wanted to be consistent at. Okay, so basically we are reminding ourselves on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, one, we are reminding ourselves on a day-to-day basis about this new mindset that we have, that hey, you know what, do you actually want to disappoint your childhood version self? Okay, do you actually want to just give him the answer that hey, you know what, we are just way too lazy and not want to do our thing? Okay, that's the first reason. And then the second reason why we do this every single time we want to do our thing is that precisely because we are proving to ourselves, we are giving evidence to ourselves that hey, you know what, not only that we have this new mindset right here right now, we also have we are proving to ourselves that we also walk the talk. Okay, so right after we do the ritual to ask our childhood, you know, to ask ourselves about our childhood version of ourselves, we literally do the exercise right after we do the, you know, ritual of asking what would you tell your childhood version of yourself if you have the time to go back to the past. Okay, are you satisfied with this growth rate of channel? Well, I'm always be grateful for whatever, you know, views and subscribers that I've got. But sometimes it's just, you know, really kind of make me sad when I posted a video and it doesn't get even like 100 views, just to be honest. But hey, you know, I kind of always say to myself that views, likes, subscribers, you know, the numbers are not the only one and only metric of success. Okay, I want to try to see this in a more objective, you know, a more wise way. I want to have a success indicator of how many people I have actually helped. Well, technically that's to some extent that's also numbers. But yeah, if I can actually, you know, like just make one video and one people actually get help from that video, I'm actually pretty happy with that. But yeah, to be honest, I want more growth, because who else do not want some growth, right? Hey, you made some people's day. Wow, thank you, man, Robert Ramirez. So to be honest, are you satisfied with the growth of my channel? Yeah, to some extent, yes. To some extent, I'll say yes. But I'm always striving for more. I am always grateful for all my subscribers. So what's your goal? YouTube or something other? Yeah, my goal is definitely to be the best at helping people build consistency. Okay, I want to be the best at basically giving people practical advices, because I always struggle with being consistent myself, and by just talking to the camera like this, giving practical advices, it's kind of all, it also helps me to give me some reminders about hey, you know what, you talk about being consistent every single day on a daily basis to people. Well, you know what, you need to walk the talk, you need to have some integrity. You say that, you know, people need to be consistent. You create this lots of strategies. I mean, like, you say this lots of strategies. Well, you know, my strategies are not necessarily mine. I also got it from internet and also from other content creator. But my point here is that when I just talk to the camera every single day, helping people build consistency, and people actually, you know, getting help, found my advice helpful, I kind of have this responsibility inside of my mind that hey, you also need to be consistent whenever I want to slack off, because yeah, I still struggle to be consistent and sometimes I slack off. And by just reminding myself on a day-to-day basis like this, it's kind of become a reminder. It kind of become a obligation for me to walk the talk, because I cannot just talk to the camera like this, talking about consistency this, consistency that, and become a lazy person 24/7. No, okay. Whenever I want to be lazy and slack off and just not do my thing, I always think like, hey, bro, you are the person that talks about consistency every single day. To some extent, you also need to be consistent. Well, yes, you do not need to be, 100% disciplined, but to some extent, please be consistent. Please be disciplined. And also, I believe this is actually one of the best way to actually be consistent at doing something, is to basically tell your friends, okay? Basically tell your friends how to be consistent, because when you tell your friends how to be consistent, yeah, you're kidding. You are almost making for almost 1 year consistently. Yeah, that's true to some extent, yes. But I always like struggle in other field, okay? Other field of consistency. For example, struggle to limit my social media consumption, struggle to watch some memes, struggle to consistently limit my daily consumption time of memes, because some of the days, okay, yes, I record my videos, but I spend hours and hours just scrolling mindlessly, okay, and I really do notice that that's a problem and I need to fix that. And basically, yes, I also like struggle in being consistent at other things like waking up early on a specific time of the day. What's your screen time? Like on a daily basis, I don't know, maybe, like screen time doesn't necessarily means bad, right? I also use my phone, I also use my laptop for, productivity purpose. But when we are talking about, the screen time that I used to waste my time just, scrolling mindlessly, it's kind of relative though. Some of the days I do not waste any of my time. Some of the days I just slack off and maybe spend like 1 hour just scrolling mindlessly. But generally speaking, I have this one particular time of the day where I just let myself to, consume entertainment. It's from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. I can literally watch some series. I can literally, just doom scroll, play some video games. So I just let myself do all the fun digital things on a specific time of the day, and it's 1 hour. Okay, from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. And it's actually feel pretty good though. It's actually I actually really do recommend that, because I don't know about you, right? But 8 p.m. till 9 p.m., my brain cannot work as effective as it used to be on the morning, on the evening, on the afternoon. Okay, when it's 8 p.m. till 9 p.m., I'm already exhausted. Okay, I'm already exhausted from doing all my work, all my all my task on the morning or the afternoon, and I just need to relax a bit and just basically, I don't know, just spend one hour of my time basically do all the fun digital things. Okay, and hey, when if I just like push myself to be productive at 8 p.m. till 9 p.m., I don't really think the output is going to be really that good, because I'm exhausted already. So I also do recommend you guys to basically just create this schedule for yourself, when to be productive, when to be consistent at doing what. Okay, actually, like consistently having some fun is actually also a part of self-improvement, because hey, you need some fun, you need to entertain yourself every once in a while, take a rest. Okay, just avoid burnout. And for me, okay, my fun time is that I consistently set my fun time at 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. every single day. And yeah, precisely because at that particular time of the day, I cannot really think that well anymore. Okay, just relax. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. Uh, I think that's it for me for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.